100 empathy statements. Listen to the following empathy statements and repeat. Remember that empathy is the ability to recognize the emotions and feelings of your customer. So your tone of voice is very important, and also the correct inflection is necessary. Let's begin. One. Thanks for caring so much. I'm glad you shared this with me. 2. I realize the situation has made you upset. 3. I'm sorry to learn that your order was damaged. 4. I can understand why you would feel concerned over the delay. 5. After all you've gone through, anyone would feel the same. 6. I realize the bill charges have made you upset. It's quite alright, really. 7. I know what it's like. I myself would have become angry too. 8. I don't blame you for feeling like that. It's perfectly okay. 9. I can hear the concern in your voice, and trust me that it's perfectly understandable. 10. I know you're upset, and I'm here for you now. 11. I know this has caused you to become upset, but I'll take care of you. 12. I'm sorry you're going through this right now. Allow me to make it right again. 13. I appreciate why you think like that, and it's perfectly alright to feel concerned. 14. The fact that you haven't received your order concerns me as much as it concerns you. 15. I know it isn't easy to deal with stuff like this, but you're handling it all right. 16. I would feel the same if I were in your shoes. 17. Your patience has been so important in this process, it must be difficult. 18. Our mistake has cost you time and money. Allow me to make it right again. 19. Thank you. We appreciate your honest feedback. I would do the same in your place. 20. I'm sorry to hear that you had to go through that, and I appreciate the feedback that you're giving us. 21. Uncertainty is really hard. I'd feel the same about my order too. 22. The fact that you're not getting your service concerns me a lot. 23. What a day you've had. I'm so sorry you had to go through all of that. 24. What a difficult situation to be in. I'd feel the same as well. 25. I don't blame you for becoming angry. I think it's perfectly normal you feel like that. 26. I realize this situation has caused you to become upset. 27. Thanks for taking the time to let me know this has happened to you. I can't imagine how difficult it must have been. 28. You're absolutely right. If I were in your position, I'd also feel upset too. 29. It makes total sense that you would feel upset over this. 30. You're completely right. If I were in your position, I would feel frustrated over the situation. 31. It's perfectly normal to feel angry. If I were in your position, I'd feel the same. 32. I'm so glad you contacted us about the situation. It's important to get this fixed. 33. I can understand why you would feel upset over this situation. 34. I can perfectly understand why you would feel like this. 35. I can understand why you would feel frustrated over the situation, knowing that this is something important to you. 36. I can understand why you would feel concerned, knowing you need your internet for your business. 37. I can't begin to imagine how upset you are. I apologize this has happened. 38. I can't begin to fathom how tired you are of getting the runaround. 39. I can't begin to imagine how concerned you are over your order. 40. I can imagine how frustrated you are over the situation. 41. I can see it must have been hard for you. 42. What a long wait you've had. It must have been frustrating for you. 43. I don't blame you for feeling upset about your order. 44. I can perfectly see you felt let down about not receiving your full order. 45. It's completely alright to feel concerned about canceling your order. 46. I can perfectly understand you felt let down with the associate's behavior. I wish to convey our sincere apologies. 47. I realize you're concerned with the missing items on your order. 48. I can understand why you would feel concerned with the return process. 49. I can relate to why you would feel frustrated with the login error. 50. I can perfectly understand why you would feel anxious with receiving your refund. 51. I can see why you would need your refund. 52. If I were in your position, I'd also feel concerned too. 53. I realize this was a setback for your plans, and for this, I apologize. 54. I can understand why you would feel inconvenienced, knowing that you needed the complete dining room set for yesterday. 55. I can relate to that, knowing that you need your data for work. 56. If I were in your position, I'd feel anxious too, knowing that you haven't received an answer from our delivery team. 57. I'd feel concerned too, knowing that the Zantrac heartburn tablets are important for your health. 58. I would feel upset too, knowing that you have been a consistent shopper for over 20 years. 59. You're absolutely right. If I were in your position, I'd also feel upset. 60. You're absolutely right. I'd also feel concerned if I were in your position. Rest assured, I will take immediate action to help you. 61. You're completely right, and I don't blame you for feeling like that. 62. After all you've gone through, I would feel disappointed too. 63. I completely agree. I would also feel dissatisfied if I were in your position. But I'm here for you now. 64. I know what it's like. I myself have a son. They can be rambunctious. 65. I know what you're going through. I myself have lost credit cards too. 66. It happens. I myself forgot my logins. 67. I know what you're going through. I myself would have felt the same. 68. It happens. I myself forget my password all the time. 69. I know what it's like. I myself would have become a bit concerned too. 70. I know what you're going through. I myself have been without mobile data. It's not good. 71. It happens. I myself forget to pay my bills too. 72. I can relate to what you're feeling, and it's perfectly understandable to be upset. 73. I know where you're coming from, and I can relate to your situation. 74. I can relate to the situation. It's perfectly understandable. 75. I know where you're coming from, and I know it's not easy. "76. I can see why you feel like that. It's quite all right." "77. I can see you're upset over the situation." "78. I can see your point, and I realize it's not easy." "79. I understand your point of view on this situation, and I realized it's made you upset." "80. I can relate to your situation. We all depend on the internet. I'd feel exactly the same." 81. I'm so sorry you had to go through that, and I'm glad you told me. 82. It must be difficult for you. I'm sorry you had to go through that, but I'm here for you now. 83. I know what you mean, and it must be very difficult for you. 84. I know how you're feeling, and it's not easy. 85. I think and feel the same in your place, and it must be hard for you. 86. I can feel what you're saying, and it's not easy. 87. I feel that, and I know it must be very hard for you. 88. I know what you mean, and it's no joke when it comes to money. 89. I totally feel that. It must have been so frustrating for you. 90. I see your point, and trust me, I'd feel the same. 91. I see your point, and it's perfectly understandable to be upset. 92. I don't blame you for being like this, and trust me, I'd feel the same. 93. I don't blame you for feeling like that. It's perfectly okay after what you've gone through. 94. I don't blame you for being like this. It's perfectly all right. 95. I hear what you're saying, and trust me, we're working for you. 96. I completely hear you, and I realized it must have been difficult for you. 97. I hear what you're saying, and it's perfectly all right to feel like that. 98. I'm sorry for your loss. 99. It must be a very difficult time for you. 100. I know exactly what you're talking about.